MMEL. I'm a spokesperson for the Aurora Police Department. I'm here to brief you on an incident that we had occur here this evening in the apartment complex behind me. We're at the 10600 block of East Jewell. Officers responded to this location at approximately 6:15 this evening on the report of a family disturbance. The first officers on scene, approximately 2 or 3 officers, had information that a male subject was assaulting family members. Those officers were confronted by that adult male subject, and a very violent fight ensued. As they were trying to take this male into custody, this fight became so violent and involved that officers put out what we call a help call. That prompted a citywide response from officers in all 3 districts. While officers were attempting to take this male into custody, he became unresponsive. Officers immediately began performing life-saving measures. The subject was taken to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Also taken to area hospital and in stable condition were 2 Aurora police officers. Those officers are being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. At this point, we have we've slowed things down. We're doing our methodical investigation as we always do in cases like this. We have the Aurora Police Department Major Crimes Unit on scene with the Denver Police Department Major Crimes Unit. Anytime there's present where someone goes unresponsive and ultimately ends up deceased, we treat these very seriously. And so per our protocols, we're investigating this in conjunction with the Denver Police Department. This is very preliminary right now. We still need to speak with the officers involved, review whether body cameras were activated and on, what all led up to this. And then, of course, the manner in which this person became deceased is going to be ruled by the Arapahoe County Coroner's Office. So I don't have any information about how this subject died. That will be something that will come at a later time from the Coroner's Office.
We all just went live. Could you recap what happened real quick, just in a nutshell, please?
Yep. This evening, 10600 block of East Jewell Avenue, about 6:15. Aurora police officers responded to the apartment complex behind me on the report of a family disturbance. As officers arrived on scene, became involved in a violent altercation with a subject, so violent that they put out a citywide, what we call a help call, where officers from all over the city, all 3 districts, responded to this location. As officers were trying to place this male into custody, the subject became unresponsive and was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. We have the Aurora Police Major Crimes Unit in conjunction with the Denver Police Major Crimes Unit handling the investigation right now, and the particulars of how this subject died will be probed into by the Arapahoe County Coroner's Office.
Are there any weapons?
As far as from our officers, there was a Taser deployment. We're looking into whether that was effective or not, but I don't have, other than saying that a Taser was deployed, I don't have information on that.
What was the subject's demeanor when officers arrived? Was he very volatile at that point, or?
Yeah, it's my understanding that this was an incredibly violent altercation, and such, like I said, that Aurora police officers that were on scene requested help. We call it a help call, which was actually a citywide response. We had upwards of 20 officers here because the way it came across the police radio, and it was a very involved altercation.
Did the suspect have a weapon?
There is no evidence at this time to suggest that the subject was armed with a weapon.
So when the help call went out, how many officers versus suspects?
Don't arrive all at once. It's a trickle effect. So it's my understanding that the initial officers, it was 2 or 3 officers, and that those 3 officers or 2 officers were the ones that put out the help call. So they were unable to subdue him with just them. And like I said, at the end of this, there was upwards of 20, but I don't have information on exactly how many responded or were taking him into custody.
And I'm sorry, Barry says, what kind of injuries are the officers? You said non-life-threatening, but
yeah,
cuts, bruises.
I can't go into particulars on their injuries. Concerning injuries, one of them is not so minor in nature, but like I said, stable condition, non-life-threatening for our officers.
Under what circumstances is a help call usually called out?
Typically, we refer to a help call, as I'm calling it, is when an officer is in trouble, and they need emergent backup from other officers in the city. It's not a common thing, but in this case, a citywide help call was prompted. I don't have a lot of information right now. Obviously, we're in the very preliminary stages of this. We hope to get you more information. We will put out a press release on our blog and on our social media channels this evening, and hope to get you more information as it becomes available. And we ask the public's patience, and if anyone else out here saw anything in the complex, please let us know so we can get a statement from them.
You keep using adjectives like very, talking about the violence. What leads you to describe it that way?
Well, the response, the overwhelming response that the officers required to deal with a subject. You know, we deal with uncooperative people all the time. The magnitude of this is why I'm using words like that.
Prior history in this unit.
That's something, because of the ongoing investigation, I'm not able to comment on right now.
Okay.
Have officers been going in and out of the unit at all? Are they waiting for search warrants or anything like that?
Well, right now, what you see behind me is we have the major crimes detectives on scene. We also have crime scene investigators. I don't know if they'll be seeking a warrant at this time or not. I can't speak to that.
Because it would appear like there was about 6 detectives that just walked up to the doorway but never went in, and then they left. So that's why I'm wondering.
Yeah, so it's very possible. I don't know what their plan of action for the investigative part of this is. We did just brief all in a vehicle where we got a bit of a rundown on what occurred, and so those detectives were probably just doing a preliminary walk up to the scene, and where they're going to go from here is going to be up to them.
Is there anything else the public should know?
No, just that we're proceeding at this time, and obviously we just need time to sift through and do a good complex investigation. It's going to take some time. We will update as information becomes available.
Was the chief out here?
The chief is out right now. He is out and about, but it's my understanding he was with at the hospital. Yeah. Okay.
I thought I saw somebody, and I thought it was him, but it was so dark I couldn't,
Yeah.
Thank you.